and appreciating the earth and the life that God created for us. People thought that my dream was cute, but I studied, believed, and worked hard for it. Now I'm here, living with my wife and our adopted Rwandan son. Our first baby is on the way.
Climbing the pyramid or skipping to the top? Remember the pyramid from your introductory psychology class? Abraham Maslow determined that we can track people through a logical progression from the bottom to the top of the pyramid. People are concerned about their physiological needs first. If someone is hungry, he isn't concerned about saving the world. That person is going to be looking for something to eat. If someone doesn't have a safe place to stay, that will be her primary concern. It's only after basic needs have been taken care of that anyone can climb up to the top of the pyramid, self-actualization or even transcendence, wanting to be part of something that goes beyond himself or herself. But wait a minute. Is that really the way it always happens? Do you know anyone who has seemingly ignored his own needs with a higher desire to help someone else? Ever heard of Mother Teresa? How about these people? Maggie Gibran is a Coptic Christian from Egypt who founded the charity organization Stephen's Children's Ministry in Makabim outside Cairo, Egypt. She said, "When I touch a poor child, I'm touching Jesus. When I listen to a poor child, I'm listening to God's heart for all of humanity." Somali Mom is a Cambodian author and human rights advocate focusing primarily on needs of victims of human sex trafficking. She has garnered official and media acclaim for her efforts. Nelson Mandela is one of the greatest examples of bucking the concepts that Maslow put forth. Mandela spent 27 years in prison just to prove a point. When Jared was a teenager, we as parents would make him empty his pockets before going to downtown Nashville with his friends for the evening. We knew whatever he had, he would give away before coming home. Not that it would be spent on candy or trinkets for himself. Rather, he would give it to people who obviously needed it more than he did. One Christmas, I carefully selected a really cool leather jacket I knew he would love. A couple nights later, I noticed he came home without it. Upon questioning, Jared simply shared that he saw a guy with no coat. He knew he had several more at home, so why wouldn't he give it to someone who had none? Many, especially in the younger generation today, seem to ignore Maslow's carefully defined pyramid. They ignore their basic needs to move up the pyramid all the way to transcendence, that being involved in something that goes beyond the created world. The desire to make a difference is a stronger pull than having another bag of Doritos or even a BMW. We'll find this to be an ongoing issue in those who blend passion and wisdom. Regardless of where they are on the chronological timeline, they seem to ignore the natural progression of securing one's own needs before being drawn into serving others.
So many people in my generation were raised to believe that Maslow's hierarchy of needs was the formula for success. While I certainly believe he had some valid points for the masses, I also believe he neglected to incorporate people who govern their lives from a more altruistic foundation. There are a lot of rules that the Western world has created in order to maintain control and order. Time and money tend to be the premise for most of them. But I view time, money, and dogmatic religion as coping mechanisms created by man. In the short term, it's easier to create hierarchies and controlling mechanisms. However, historically, those systems have never been sustainable, nor do they tend to incite true happiness. I never really cared about having nice things, or even having food on my table. I've always chosen relationships over the comfort of material things. Consequently, I've lived a life of deep, meaningful relationships. People often comment on the fact that I am still so close to the boys I grew up with. Now that we're all grown up, we're still like brothers, and I've been friends with most of them for nearly 20 years. They are family that I chose. Those relationships mean more to me than anything I could ever achieve on my own. I'd rather be hungry with a friend than have a full belly on my own. That will never change. I don't remember to whom I gave that jacket, but I do remember giving it away. I remember how I felt after having done it. I've carried that feeling with me ever since. It has nothing to do with my comfort levels, money, or the status quo. It has everything to do with the true human connection. It can't be taught, traded, or leveraged. It's as pure as you get.
Winston Churchill said, "To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the